Well, the bottom line is when you apply for an Navy Fed personal loan, you are responsible for submitting the proper information to the credit union, right? But did you know that there is a formula? And I want to share with you this formula. There is a formula that you can implement every time you apply for a Navy Fed personal loan, and you can get your loan approved in no time. I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you are to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the $50,000 Navy Fed personal loan, okay? And I have a special formula for you that you can implement every time you want to apply for this loan, and chances are you are going to get your loan approved, okay? Let me first give you the overview. Before I talk about the hacks you need to apply, let me give you an overview here. What is the foundation of today's conversation? What are we talking about? We are talking about a loan from Navy Fed, a personal loan that oscillates from $250, okay, to $50,000. That's what it is. And the cool thing is that you have auto pay discounts available, okay, and there are no prepayment fees. And this is really good, okay? The only thing is you got to be affiliated with the military. In other words, this is a credit union, so you need to be a member, okay? But overall, this is really great. This is a great loan. And the cool thing here is that you can, nearly 95% of Americans can actually qualify for membership. So if you have any question or you think you have no military person or nobody with military connection in your family, you want to give them a call and they will be able to see how they can hook you up, okay? It's all about trying. And so coming back to the loan, this loan, you can actually use the loan for a lot of things, okay? The cool thing is they have no restrictions on what you can use the loan for. What? What's the question? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can use the loan for vacation. You can use the loan for renovation, for home improvement. You can use the loan for wedding. Whatever it is, it's just totally up to you. There are no restrictions. Okay, the maturity is it goes from 2 years to 5 years. We've seen cases where they went all the way to 7 years. It really depends on you. And what they do is they actually customize the maturity of that loan based on the person. It depends also on the states where you're applying from. Okay, so I think this is what we need to talk about when it comes to this particular loans. Now, there are some perks and features that you might be interested in. First of all, you can have a interest rate discounts if you are active duty or retired military members. And the cool thing is you can also view your latest FICO score updates for free on the internet. Okay, so when you have a credit product with an FCU, those are part of the perks, okay? And you also have they have a stellar customer service. The only problem is sometimes their customer service is a little, can be improved. Let me just say it this way: it can be improved, especially when you call at certain times and you're talking about very specific products. Sometimes you have customer service that needs to know more about the product. But overall, this is a great institution. Now, let me give you the steps, okay? The steps that you need to apply. So now we are talking about the formula, okay? Remember, everything in the universe, it's about cause and effect, right? That's logic. So in today's conversation, I want to give you a formula that you can apply and you can actually boost your chances of being approved, okay? So the first thing you want to do is have direct deposit. Now, it might not sound very important, but direct deposit is key. It is quintessential. You know why? Let me tell you why. If you are putting some of your cash with the Navy Fed, you are basically giving them clues about two things. You are proving not only your employment, but you're also proving your income. Think about that. I told you earlier, it's all about cause and effect, right? So you basically are showing Navy Fed, hey, listen, I'm working. I have a legit job. And every 2 weeks, I have cash coming in. So we have cash inflows, cash outflows, okay? Movements. This is really good. This is going to boost your chances of being approved because they already have an idea of how much you're making. Now, having said that, Sometimes you don't have to do 100% direct deposit into Navy Fed, right? I mean, you can do 50%, 25%, 50% or whatnot. It really, 45% or 75%. It really depends on you. But the thing is, you need to keep some trace of your income so that they can see that, hey, listen, this member is making money. Did you get that? Daisy, I'm talking to you because you'll be talking about you want to yeah. No. I understand. But the thing is, if you are going to form a relationship with Navy Fed, it has to be mutually beneficial, right? Did you get that? It's important. It has to be a win-win. You can't just wake up in the morning and have all your relationship with a Chase or Bank of America and just come here and say, listen, I want to have a $50,000 loan with NFCU. It ain't going to happen. Okay, so have direct deposit. It's important. Parking cash is great for MPR. You know that on this show we pay a lot of attention to something called MPR, right? Multi-product relationship. It means that you are having your assets with the institution. So it shows that you can build wealth, and you want to build wealth through NFCU. If you want to get as much as possible in terms of loan, you want to build a relationship with them. Okay, money, boss. Money. It's all about money. Cash inflows, cash outflows. You're parking some of your cash with NFCU, and they in turn are actually extending to you a loan that you need and want. The second thing I want to talk to you about, the formula. See, it's all about cause and effect, right? Logic. You want to pay attention to your NFCU score, your Navy Fed internal credit score. The funny thing is people just walk around and just like, yeah, I have a 795 FICO score, but my ass keeps getting rejected when I apply for a Navy Fed Navy Fed credit card or loan. You know why? Because there is a disconnect between your Navy Fed internal score and your FICO score. So the goal of today's conversation is to reconcile those two metrics, right? You want to make sure that there is a strong correlation between your Navy Fed internal score and your FICO score. And how do you do that? Well, the thing here is, unfortunately, you cannot find your Navy Fed internal score until you apply for a credit product and got denied. That's when they send you the letter, and you can see on the screen right now, they send you a letter telling you, hey, listen, we're sorry, we had to reject your ass because of so and so and so and so. So the thing is that they pay attention to a couple of criteria. First of all, the credit score goes from 100 to 450. So that's the delta. The delta goes from 100 to 450. Okay. And so they look at utilization of revolving account credit lines in the last 3 months. Okay. So they look at your CUR, your credit utilization ratio. They look at the length of your credit experience. So if you're kind of newbie, this could adversely affect you. Okay. And the number of credit inquiries on your credit report, they'll look at that too. So the whole thing is, you don't want to apply for credit products all the time, credit cards or loans and whatnot. You really want to be strategic, okay? Timing is important. They also look at the ratio of accounts open in the last 24 months to all accounts. So basically, the more often you open an account, the worse it is for your Navy Fed personal loan approval odds. Okay. And if you have excessive credit obligations, in other words, you have a lot of debts. You have a lot of debt, that's kind of that's not really good. Okay. And also, if you have excessive credit obligations in relations to income, in other words, DTI. Okay. So those are things you want to pay attention to. So remember that your NFCU score is positively correlated to your FICO score. If you play the game, if you play your cards pretty right. Okay. So big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Make sure that from today on, you make sure that your FICO score is in sync with your Navy Fed score. Did you apply for a Navy Fed product lately, credit product, and they denied you? If they did, they'll probably send you a letter. Keep that letter and compare your Navy Fed internal score to your FICO score. The third thing I want to talk to you about is what? Any question? Oh yeah, go ahead. What? I can't hear you. Oh yeah. So, that's the funny thing is you're reading my mind because I want to talk about justification. So your question is really part of it. So the thing here, if you want to boost your chances of getting the $50,000 Navy Fed personal loan, folks, $50,000, that's the maximum amount, okay? But if you want to improve your chances of getting that loan, and Tarek, I'm talking to you because last time you asked that question. So what I'm saying is you need to justify. You need to explain why you need the money. Because a lot of people don't understand how credit works. It is a game. I keep telling you, it is a game. See, Navy Fed, out of regulatory requirements, needs to tell the government that, hey, listen, we are extending loans to individuals, and this is what they're using the money for. Okay. To some extent, there is something called AML, anti-money laundering. So the government is trying to make sure that people don't get cash out of their accounts or don't borrow money to engage in illegal activities. So you need to justify why you need the money. Okay. And the cool thing is, transparency is a great element in trust. And Navy Fed is more likely to grant you the loan if they know specifically what you're going to use the money for. Okay. So boss, what I'm telling you today is that, hey, listen, cuz you want to explain why you need the money. You need the money for it. Debt consolidation. Talk to me. Medical bills, student debts, collection agency debt. The cool thing about Navy Fed is that they do not preclude you from using the money to actually clear your student debts, something that PenFed does not allow. Okay. Do you have tax debt? Do you have necessary home repairs? What about repaying a family or friends? Do you want to help a loved one? If you have something in the family and somebody needs you, and somebody's broke and they just need you to help them out, you can actually get a loan from Navy Fed if you can afford to repay the loan. Okay. And wedding costs, divorce, vacation, vehicle financing, those are really important things. Okay. Or you want to buy expensive consumer goods, moving expenses, funeral costs, pets, who knows, and whatnot. The list goes on and on and on and on. So the bottom line is money, money, money. Money, money, money. So if you want to get money from Navy Fed in terms of loan, you need to explain what you're going to use the money for. Very important. Let's talk about repayments. Boss, I'm still talking to you. I know, can everybody listen to me here? Okay. So we need to explain, we need to get into a position where we can have a conversation about repaying the loan that we are about to apply for. See, a lot of folks make the mistake of applying for a loan, and later on they realize, hey, listen, I can't really pay this loan back, and they just damage their credit score, and you have a vicious circle, a vicious cycle of defaults and credit and negative credit reports. The thing is, you need to think beforehand. You need to sit down in Excel or you can download an app. You have Quicken, you have a lot of free apps out there, and you just need to budget the payment plan. Okay. What I'm trying to say here is that when you get a $30,000 or $45,000 loan from Navy Fed, that the monthly installment will be what, $1,000, right? Just, for the sake of a calculation here, say it's $1,000. You want to input that $1,000 into your monthly budget. Okay. Everybody understand that? Okay. You hear, John, you listen. Okay. So the cool thing is you want to put that in your family budget. So hey, listen, my DTI is going up because I have a new debt. So you already planned that, and you got to plan also the repayment plan. You got to plan the repayment process. In other words, do you want to make the payments out of your Navy Fed account or your Chase account or Bank of America or whatnot? You have to think about those things in advance. That's why I was talking to you earlier about credit being a game. You got to understand how to play the game, that's what it is. So you need to show that you can repay the loan. You need to have a budget. Basically, you want to set up auto pay. That's really important. You want to set up auto pay, and you need to see how the payment fits into your budget. I'm talking about DTI, your debt to income ratio. You also need to think about your disposable income. So what's the disposable income? It is what it is. It is what it sounds like, right? Disposable income. It's money that can sit there, and if you need it, you use it. If not, you just put it in your emergency, in your rainy day cash fund. Okay, and so there is a strong connection between your DTI and the repayment process, but also your CUR, right? Your credit utilization ratio, because anytime you get cash but you have to allocate cash to repay your loans. That's cash taken away from your credit cards, right? That's cash that's taken away from your credit card payments. And so in essence, what you created, you have a situation where you have less cash, but those are things you need to think about. Now, let me give you a few pro tips here. If you want to actually avoid any kind of problem down the road, you want to automate everything. Okay, you want to automate the payments. You want to automate the payments, of course. You also want to automate the fact that you are monitoring your credit score. In other words, you're getting the loan from a Navy Fed, but you want to make sure that the repayment process, the positive repayment process, has a positive effect on your FICO score. Let me talk to you about about cash flows. Yeah, Josie, I know you asked that last time, right? What? What's the question? Oh yeah. Oh, cash flows are important. Cash flows are critical. See, the funny thing is a lot of folks, when you talk about cash flows in relation to credit, they're like, I don't understand. I'm lost here because I thought cash flows mean you are giving me money. Yeah, but see, the thing is, it has to go both ways. I told you earlier, it's all about cause and effect. Everything in the universe, it's about cause and effect logic, right? So you need to maintain positive cash flows. I was talking to you earlier about having direct deposit set up with Navy Fed. Do you remember that? That's important. What? Oh yeah, no, it's important. When we talk about cash, what? Yeah, you talk about cash flows, right? Oh yeah. Cash flows are part of the equation. So you want to maintain positive cash flows. So what am I talking about here? When I'm talking about direct deposit and in relation to cash flows, I'm speaking about making sure that you maintain a positive account history with Navy Fed. No overdraft, no NSF, non-sufficient fund, all that kind of negative stuff that could end your ass up in the check system again. This is, the thing is, when you applied for membership, Navy Fed checked your check systems file. There was nothing in there. So once that you are in the family, once you are in the credit union, you want to maintain a clean record. Okay. So your cash inflows are very important, but you also want to make sure your cash outflows are always lower than your cash inflows. Navy Fed pays attention to all of that. Okay. You might be thinking they don't know. No. They really know. Okay. This is a financial behemoth. They have all the tools. They have all the risk management algorithms to track all these things. So they track cash inflows and cash outflows. They want to see if you have a regular income or irregular income. In other words, is your cash just being dropped every 2 weeks, every month, every week, or you probably have a bonus every 3 months or 6 months and whatnot. Okay. And they also pay attention to your overall household cash flows, especially when you have a joint account with your spouse. This is something they pay attention to. And they also pay attention to major expenses that are coming out of your account with Navy Fed. I'm talking about cash outflows here. Okay. So what's the approach? The approach in your case is that if you want to be approved for the $50,000 Navy Fed personal loan, you really want to maintain a positive net cash flows. No NSFs, no overdraft. Okay. You got to really get in a position where you never have this situation. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation about the $50,000 Navy Fed personal loan, and I'm just sharing with you a formula that allows you to be approved anytime you apply for this loan. Okay, so I spoke about having direct deposit, checking your NFCU score. You need to justify the use of the loan proceeds. You need to think about your repayment strategy. You got to think about your cash flows. And now we want to talk about employment. See, you want to maintain stable employment. This is important. I mean, everybody understands that, hey, listen, to repay the loan, you got to have cash. And that cash should come from somewhere, right? It can come from a job. It can come from investments. It can come from a side gig. You're probably driving for Uber, or you're driving for, I don't know, you're doing something on the side. But the bottom line is you want to maintain a history of stable employment. Okay. Navy Fed loves that. Okay, so make sure that you either have a regular job, or, I mean, they accept regular jobs. They will accept full-time, part-time, seasonal. For Navy Fed, there are two things to pay attention to. Liquidity. So you having cash coming into the account, okay? And the second thing is, and this is based on 20 years of experience. We've been tracking these things for a while now, so we really are solid in our research. So they track cash, but they also track the legitimacy of the job. In other words, you need to have a legit source of income, okay? And they also pay attention to you, making sure that you don't have no crazy trend of job hopping. You know, people actually got a job, they just stay there for 2 weeks or 3 months or whatever, and they don't like it. And they just like, the next thing you know, they were like at IBM, and then they moved to Dell, and then they moved to Google, whatnot. Well, this is really something. This is not acceptable, okay? But so what you want to do in your case, and I'm talking to you, uncle. I'm talking to you because it's been a long time I'm not seeing you, and you're just ignoring my calls, whatever. But I'm talking to you. You want to maintain a history of stable employment, okay? And Navy Fed also pays attention to your job title, seniority, and tenure at the current employer. So if you have a job, stay there. Maintain a history of stable employment, okay? So big decision time. I want you to really clean your employment affairs. I want you to clean your professional affairs to get a job. If you don't have a job now, get a job and stay there. You want to maintain a history of stable employment. That will help your approval odds when it comes to the $50,000 Navy Fed personal loan. Last but not the least, part of this formula, you would have guessed it, this is the FICO score, right? I mean, your FICO score is as important as your Navy Fed internal score. I've said that before. There is a strong synergy. There's a strong correlation between the two metrics. So your FICO score is important. And with your FICO score, given that this is an exogenous, this is an external metric, it's something you can control. And it's very easy. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. This is a website that allows you to see your report once a year. I mean, the cool thing about that website is you see your reports from all three major credit bureaus. Okay, so Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and but it's only once a year. That's the only thing. I mean, what if you are like me? Like I check my credit report like every day. You know, I don't care. I mean, people could be like, yeah, aren't you tired of seeing no movement? Well, I see movement. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, but I'm not advising you to do one every day. You probably can do once a month. Okay, this ain't no stock markets, whatever. No, once a month you check your credit. You just kind of see what's going on here. If there are some inaccuracies, somebody's playing with your good name, somebody having a credit card, applying for a credit card under your name, all that kind of crazy stuff. You never know. Okay, there could be errors. There could be you can be a victim of identity theft, whatever. So check your credit. And the cool thing is there are some free credit score providers out there that allow you to actually check your credit for free. Obviously, they need your data, so they're going to start pushing some kind of credit card or loans product to you, so that you can actually, because they make money. That's how they make money. They get a commission anytime you apply for a loan or credit card that they refer to you. So I'm talking about Credit Karma. I'm speaking about NerdWallet. I'm speaking about Wallet Hub. there are a lot of them out there, and their entire business model, at least partially, is based on that. Okay, affiliate marketing. And the cool thing is, and so you want to review your credit report. You want to get a handle on bill payments, right? Because if you want your FICO score to go up, you know what it is, right? Got to pay your bills. Don't try to play with that, right? So your payment history, it accounts for what, 35% of your FICO score. You also have your credit usage, your credit utilization ratio, 30%. The age of credit accounts, that's 15%. Credit mix, 10%. New credit increase, 10%. Okay, but the bottom line is, when we talk about maintaining a high FICO score, you want to make sure you keep a credit utilization ratio of 30% or less. This is going to help your account in the long run. So this is fantastic. All right, folks. So this is it for today's conversation. So I was just sharing with you a little formula that we have seen really work in like crazily effectively in real life. And it's a formula that you can apply for You can apply it anytime you are looking for a Navy Fed personal loan. Whether you want a $250 or you want $50,000, this formula always works, okay? So I spoke to you about having direct deposit, checking your Navy Fed internal score, if possible, of course, making sure that you can justify the use of loan proceeds, making sure you have a repayment plan, very important, thinking about cash flows, cash inflows and cash outflows, thinking about your employment, maintaining a history of stable employment, and your FICO score. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.